What's up, y'all? It's Joe, not your average here. Today, I want to talk about guilt, the guilt that you feel from being depressed. I think that guilt comes from our own subconscious because of what we have been told our whole lives. So when we are depressed and you can't go to work, you don't get out of bed, you don't do this, you don't do that, you feel guilty about it because what you've always been told is you're not supposed to succumb to those feelings, and so then you feel guilty about that. I don't think you should feel guilty about that. It's hard to not feel guilty about that, but I don't think you should feel guilty about that because it's not there's nothing to be guilty about. You have a problem and you're trying to go about it the best, how is best for you. And if that means taking a day off work, fine. Now, what you can't do is let yourself fall into that trap of I can't do anything, because then you get drugged down a whole long path that you don't want to go down, because then you're not going to do anything. You're not going to get out of bed. You're not going to give yourself a bath or a shower. You're not going to feed yourself. You're not going to clean your room. When you let yourself get lost like that, then you've lost yourself. But there's a certain guilt that you feel for doing things that are good for your own mental health. And when they are actually good for your mental health, then there is no guilt that you should feel for taking a day off work because you need to reconnect some things in your life. You should feel no guilt about that. And I know it's hard because everyone makes you want to feel guilty about that. You shouldn't feel guilty about that. That is part of the recovery stage. That's part of the recovery. Fuck the recovery stage. That's part of the recovery. Sometimes you just need a day to yourself to focus again on yourself, on who you are, on what it is you do. There's no reason to feel guilty about doing what you need to do to help yourself out, because that is one of the most important things about dealing with depression, is making sure that you're okay. Not your job is okay, not this, not that. It's about you. And you have to do what is best for you so that you can continue living your best life. Don't lose sight of that and live your life for other people. Don't let that guilt that other people are putting on you keep you from doing what it is that you need to do for yourself, because it's not worth it. Your boss, your job, they don't care about you the same way. Now, if you're lucky enough to have that kind of situation where they do care about you and you can tell them that, then wonderful for you. I've had that and it's wonderful. But you cannot let the guilt of needing a day off and your job giving you shit for it. You don't owe them as much as you owe yourself. You don't ever owe them as much as you owe yourself. You got to take care of yourself first. And that's just how it is. Don't let that guilt ruin your Don't let that guilt rule your life. Don't let it rule your life. You gotta do what you gotta do for you. If you can't do what you can do for you, what you gotta do for you, then you can't do what you gotta do for anyone else either. You got to do what you can do for you first. And that is always the number one most important thing.